Hi, I'm Borkaland. Glad to have you here. Welcome back. And I have a confession to make. We are in a backup copy of my world. And those of you who saw the stream on Christmas Day know what happened. So, well, don't spoil it. Well, you can't spoil it because you don't know that I am recording in my backup worlds. And there is a good reason for this. We are on the backup copy of the world because I need to explain the problem before I show you the solution. And the problem is I need a way to get between the floors. I am tired of doing this because it's slow. I am tired of trying to hit the gap here and missing and hitting my face on the glass here. This area here works, but this will be a full floor very soon. Well, soonish. At some point. Maybe not soon. I don't know. I haven't planned that far yet. But we need a vertical transport system. And we need to design the best vertical transport system there is. And a few days ago, I watched a video by Mr. Iskal85, that's 85 in Swedish. He designed an elevator for the big department store that they are building. And yeah, it's a kind of a system I looked at earlier, but his redstone mechanism for it was enormous. We don't have that luxury here. I don't have that much space. Let me show you. Let's take these blocks. I can maybe do this. Hello, cats. I could possibly make an elevator this big. I keep falling off of these. Right? So this is 5 by 5. If I'm going completely nuts, I could extend it to... Oh, this is actually in the wrong place, by the way. This is the 5 by 5. Sorry about that. I'm not gonna edit it out. Another mistake. We're happy about mistakes here. I do mistakes all the time. Deal with it. So this is the 5 by 5. Right. Let's put it at this level. We have that much space. If I have a fantastic system, I could extend it to 7 by 7 like this. Oh, hello. That's nice every time it happens, makes me happy. But, so 7 by 7 at a complete maximum. Now his system required one redstone line going straight up. I think he used a tower torch, maybe a repeater line, something like that. But it required one for every floor. I'm pretty sure we can fit up to 8 floors here, so I would need 8 redstone lines going up. And then the whole mechanism for the elevator, it just becomes too much. So, it gave me inspiration though, because I tried to design a system like this a while ago and I gave up because of the space constraint. But then I figured out that, wait a minute, we don't have to send 8 lines from the bottom floor. We just need to send one redstone signal at a certain strength from the floor selector, I will show you in a second what I mean, and then decode it at each floor. And let's get into the creative world and I'll show you what I mean, because we did some design on stream. And the first problem we're dealing with is to send a signal at a certain strength upstairs. I kind of came up with this. I'm sure this is a standard solution. I haven't invented anything new, but basically we can set the strength. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's keep it at 6. And we can see that every single comparator is giving out a signal strength of 6. So this is solved. I probably would want it smaller, but 3 by 3 is good enough for now. Maybe later we could have thought about compacting this. Now the next problem is to match an exact signal strength, and this turns out to be a much more complicated problem than it should be. A comparator can compare if a signal is bigger than another signal, and it can also subtract signal strengths, but it's actually quite hard to figure out if signal strengths are equal. And here's one system that should work. Let's see, what level is this composter? So this should pulse this piston once when the signal goes to 4, and then when it stops being 4, this piston should fire again. So let's see. 2, 3, 4, and now it turns off. The reason why we want the pulse when the signal reaches the level we are looking for, and then when it leaves the level we're looking for, is because we want to have a dispenser with a bucket here. Here's another, slightly more compact variant of the same machine. I believe someone told me this was designed by Raceworks. I haven't seen the video or the original design. It's just someone during the stream told me that I could use a thing like this, and it's slightly more compact, and it's also good, and it works the same way. This one should give us a pulse when it reaches 4, and then when it leaves 4. So 2, 3, 4, click, and now it stops being 4, click. Well, that's how this works. So now we have 2 decoders we could pick, and we have a ladder for a certain signal strength. Let's put them together, and we get something like this. Now, this would be pretty much equivalent to the system that Iskall 85 designed. Yeah, it does kind of work, but I have a problem with it. And my problem with it is that I don't want a system that is designed to impress people. I want a system that is actually practical, because I spend a lot of time in my base. I'm going between floors all the time. I don't want something that isn't practical. And I don't believe this system is practical. And the reason I don't believe it's practical is because I often am at a different floor and I want to go up. So I don't want to jump down to the bottom floor somehow, which is still not a solved problem with this layout, and pick another floor and then go up. That is too much. I tried designing a possibility for selecting floors from different levels, and I think it should be possible, but then it just blows out from my 7x7 budget. So this is not practical. So together with people on the stream from my creative server, we tried different solutions. I kinda like this one. And then you could glide down or fall down. I like water elevators like this. Haven't built one before. This is my standard water elevator, where someone as half of a joke said, "Hey, I found you the perfect solution," and it was basically what I already have in my base, which probably isn't much of a joke, but probably true. And then we did other crazy things, like this one I kinda like, although I'm not sure if it's practical, but it's fast. Oops, and you can just get ejected from a minecart. What else did we have? I finally gave up and said, like, why do we need to have redstone for this? Maybe we should just have stairs. Look, these are stairs. They do work. And that's my head. I built stairs in my base, and it absolutely looked terrible. It was awful. Like, it just doesn't fit. Doesn't work. Tried it, threw it away. It's terrible. And there were some other suggestions. This one I very much like. This is magic water. So this is a bubble column, where you could relatively easy select a floor, maybe. Like, maybe I want to go to the first floor. It's a bit awkward, maybe some falling. But the biggest problem with this one, it is if you happen to just accidentally update water here, it spills everywhere. And I have redstone in my base, so this is great. I can't use it, it's too dangerous. And another option, I had to use piston feed tapes, of course. This is an elevator. I don't think those exist too much in real life anymore because they are insanely dangerous, but yes, this is a thing that does exist in reality. It's called the Paternoster elevator. Look it up on YouTube or somewhere else to see how they work. They're completely insane. Imagine an elevator with no doors and it doesn't stop. It just keeps going and you have to jump into it to go to the next floor and then jump out of it fast enough. And if you trip, it will cut your legs off. This is what this thing does. And I probably could make it work. I could probably make it work to just send me one floor up instead of more. And you know me, piston feed tapes, yeah, that would be fun to use. But it's not very practical. And if I forget standing on it, it will just throw me out from the mechanism. And it's also noisy, and I don't want piston noise in my base all the time. But then, finally, in a moment of inspiration, I invented the greatest vertical transport ever devised in Minecraft. My genius shone through, and we solved the problem. The problem of vertical transport within a large base is now a solved problem. Ready for this? Let's go to my survival world, not a backup, but the real one, and I'll show you the finalized solution that cannot be improved on. Prepare to have your minds blow. We are getting closer and closer and closer to the final design of the ultimate human vertical transport system in a large base. And it is a hole. I have invented a hole. I'm in the basement now. I want to go to the second floor. I'm now at the second floor. I'm at second floor and want to go up. I missed. Now I'm at the top. And I need to go down to the first floor. Ouch. It almost works. Ignore that it happened because it didn't. This is the ultimate vertical transport and nobody can convince me otherwise. This is all we need. I don't think I can do better. I don't think redstone is the right solution for my problem here. If I wanted to impress people, yes, I would have a redstone elevator or a piston feed tape that moves me up. Ouch, that actually hurts. Or some complicated water stream, bubble vator with block swapper for magma and soul sand. All these things. But I am not interested in impressing people. I'm interested in getting up and down without too much damage. Well, it's quite a lot of damage, but this works. Now we have a problem though. We have to consider the consequences of this going wrong. As you might have noticed, I am quite interested in systems that keep working no matter how stupid mistakes I do. And the biggest problem is if I end up somewhere down here without an elytra. I need to solve this. This has already been a problem and the hole didn't actually make it worse. Maybe it did a little bit, but I don't think so because we still have all the spare elytras here, but I don't have my spare elytras here. And this is something we need to solve. And to solve it, we need to bring out this guy. Yep, it's time for another map. It's been a while, and I have an urge to make a map again. Let's go get it done. But to make a map, I finally need to tackle the last tunnel. Yes, the map area is 260 blocks that way, and then I think to the right, or maybe to the left. Yes, I will double check this time. I'm not gonna build the tunnel in the wrong direction, I hope. But I need to start with this. I think I'm gonna align the tunnels so that they are right in front of each other. And we start with this. Yeah. I hope there won't be that many chasms, or maybe the chasms are good. And yeah, I will need to put down the soul sand here and go all the way to my map area. Let's get the tunnel done. I promise you that I am not doing this on purpose. I actually do this many mistakes. Oh, this is... I almost don't want to show it because I'm getting embarrassed now. Look at this. So I said that, ooh, yes, I definitely want to align this perfectly, right? And it is aligned perfectly, but this one isn't. I made it off-center, and no, like, really, I am not doing it to get cheap laughs or something. I don't even know why I would do it. It's like, have you heard the term measure twice, cut once? Well, in my case, it is measure once, dig once, and then meh, good enough. If I didn't point it out, nobody would probably even notice. I am gonna notice, but I'm not gonna fix it. Not now, at least. But in other news, the people who are telling me that I need a string on the cactus, well, you see all these shulker boxes? You see all these chests here? Do you know what they don't contain? They don't contain a cactus. Do I have a cactus in my inventory? No. Now I do. This is why I'm not putting strings on these cactuses. Because I want to have spare cactuses for building out the tunnels. Sand here, dropper here, hopper here, and cactus here. And I'll do the same on the other end. The tunnel is done and working, and let's test it. It's mostly actually going through netherrack. It is the most tunnely of all the tunnels I've built. But yeah, it's definitely not far, and I actually haven't tried if we end up in the right place. Let's hope that this linked correctly. Why were they here? I guess last time I left this area, do mobs stay around in an area that long? I guess if the area wasn't loaded, yeah, that's possible. Interesting, so I must have left at night. But yeah, for those who haven't seen this place yet, we are in my map area, where this is my warning sign area, and I guess it's time to enable this thing. Where is the button for it? I have already forgotten how this place works. Oh, here is the button, in the most awkward place. And these are just my erasers that are gonna erase the text, because that part is easy to erase. The middle I just erase with a bucket. Let's actually get that bucket and prepare our new map. So while that one is working, I'm gonna be working over here. And everything in the middle has to go. Except the triangle, of course, which I don't want to erase because, well, it stays the same between the warning signs. And since the erasers have already done their job, it's actually a good idea to pick these up. Because there's a lot of carpets here. I actually don't want them to despawn. Because I currently don't have a wool farm. It's on the to-do list. I already know exactly how big I want it. I don't know where, but that's not a big problem. I even have a building almost designed for the wool farm. It still needs some details, but I will get to it. I just need to find a good time to build a new wool farm. And I haven't really needed that much wool recently, so there is no rush. Let's see. Yeah, this looks good. Awesome. Let's then fly back to my base and prepare the placement of these things. And I guess this is how things spawn here, because I am now leaving, and yeah, that's how I leave all the mobs behind here. So now we know. Now, the next part I need for this is a few elytra, but I don't want some cheap discount wings. I want properly fully enchanted wings. And And I think we should have everything for that here. Actually, on just one dude. And hello there. Unbreaking. 1, 2, and 6. And mending, right? Because that was unbreaking. And 6 mending books. Yay. And of course we're gonna need rockets. And I think, yeah, it should be 1 stack of rockets per emergency kit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's pick the first location. I do believe that my spawn point... Oh, actually, I moved my spawn point. Never mind. My spawn point without the bed is around here. I don't remember exactly where, but it's not critical where we put this. I'm very much improvising here. Something like this? Yes, that's exactly what I intended to do. That, a little pedestal. Because we can't build this on the ground, I don't think. Would look stupid. Alright, now we don't have rain, so this should look much better. That, okay. Now we need 1 of these, not 1, but actually many of these. Oh. Something like this, maybe? Yeah, that works. Cover it in slabs. This will contain an emergency set of wings and some rockets just to get going, but I don't want to steal those rockets and have them too accessible, so let's cover it up. Now there is no way to access this barrel as far as I can figure out. And now we have to explain what's going on here. Maybe up here? And 1 of these. So, in case you run out of wings, you break glass, and you can fly up into my base. Safety first. Right, let's build a few more of these, and yeah. I'm sometimes outselling myself. Actually, I think there should be 1 down here. Because getting stranded down here without rockets would be bad. Maybe the sign should be on the side? I haven't really decided. Side also works. Maybe I should indicate that this is what it is by using fire and smoke. Let's see how that looks. Might be a little bit too much with all the smoke. Oh, come on, slab. Don't do this to me. Thank you, slab. Bam, bam. Well, it's not really visible in here, but maybe the ones next to my base will kind of make sense. I'm not sure if I want all the smoke particles, though. Let's see. And a fire here. As a smoke signal. Yeah, I like it. It adds life to the base. Alright, another side. This looks like a good spot for an emergency flight kit. Now, is this better? Or should I do it like this? Maybe on the side. Actually, on the side looks more sensible. Yeah. It looks a little bit too intrusive when it's on top. Bam, bam. Alright. 3 more to go. I believe we could use 1 here, because why not? Yeah, this place doesn't work. It's way too crowded. I now need to make this whole space at least twice as big in all directions. Yeah. For now it will have to do, because I definitely don't want a flight emergency down here. And where should I put the last one? I have ran out of rockets when I've been in the trading hall. So let's put 1 next to the trading hall. And the mandatory shot of the last one. Perfect. And we're done with making my base safer. There is one more bittersweet thing we need to do today, and it is to remove this thing. Because my new gold farm is fully functional. It's working great. I need to move the enchanting setup over there. Well, I probably just need to move the anvils and this, no big deal. But yeah, this whole structure has to go. I don't think I want to leave it as a monument to the old times, because nostalgia is not necessary, and I think it would be cleaner without it here. So let's get rid of it. Frostwalker, and I guess the best time to start is now. And there it is, or rather, there it isn't. It's a little bit bittersweet to have removed this farm, because it was such an early build, and it went through many upgrades, but sometimes it is time to move on. And now that farm is dead, and I have moved the enchantment setup here. Not much to add here. I made it so I can definitely stand on this spot, kill stuff, and then reach everything I need to reach, maybe except the ender chest. No, I can reach the ender chest too. And this is actually important in this farm, because if I move away from the cactus, the XP drops down into the loot system, and for some reason I have done something wrong with the loot system, so the XP doesn't get destroyed by the lava traps efficiently enough. It doesn't matter when the player is staying exactly here, then barely anything drops into the loot system. But as soon as I move away just here, the XP orbs drop into it, and I need to research this. I think I need to replace the slabs with soul sand. But that's a problem for another day, because that's everything I have for you today. I'll be streaming once again after this episode comes out. This is now a habit. It will be at 8 o'clock in the evening, Central European Time, 7 o'clock in the evening UTC, on twitch.tv/Borkon_live. I hope to see you there, and if not, I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and have a good vertical transport. Bye! And yes, I just threw a hole on you, because this episode we built a hole. I invented holes. Bye!